just hear your story. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about yourself?
Okay, well, I am Claire. I'm 70. I'm on the pension. Managed quite well on the pension up until this time. Worked hard, very hard all my life. Looking forward to the twilight years, as they say, and a nice peaceful retirement. And then they talked about the water charges coming in, and I thought, well, I've always paid for whatever I've used. I don't mind. Then I got a bill for $357.50. That was a September bill, from May till July, and I got it in September. I used $35.75 worth of water. So the bill was $357.50. 2 months later, I used, now wait for this, $14.95 of water, because I have a rainwater tap in my kitchen, never turn the kitchen tap on anymore, half flush the toilet, very, don't water my yard anymore. $14.95, that bill was $336.70, so we're nearly up to $700. So then I get a letter from the water board saying that they were going to read my new meter, which they put in about a week ago. So I rang them and I said, what's going on? I said, I'm up to $700 already. I said, how much more is it going to be? And she said, oh, you'll be getting a new bill in January.
So you'll be receiving how many bills? Three bills?
In 4 months.
In 4 months.
Yeah, and so far up to $700. This one could possibly be another $350. So Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you're spending well, because I'm spending well through the water board, the council.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you heard about the water rates that you're receiving, at first when you hear it's going to be consumption-based, what was, you had a conversation, I understand, with a lady at council about your water fees. You were just inquiring about what this new charges would be. Can you tell us about that conversation?
Yeah, I said to her, I said, you know, I don't waste water. I said, I've lived in the country all my life, been very careful with water. And she said, I said, so I won't be getting a bill. She said, no, she said, you never use your allowance. And I said, so I won't be getting a bill. She said, oh no. She said, aren't you going to have a bath? And I said, yes. And she said, well, she said, whatever you use, as soon as you turn the tap on, then you'll be paying for it. So I expected to pay for it. The funny thing is, can I just point this out? After I got the bill saying I used $14.95 with water, and I got this letter from the water board saying I was going to get another bill, it says, if you are unaware of how much water is used at your property, it may be advisable for you to arrange to monitor your water usage. You will then be able to manage water consumption and take any action necessary to minimise your excess usage and associated charges. Well, I don't know how I could get under $14.95 usage.
So could you just tell us about that conversation that you've had, you've been telling me about at council? So you're just finding out about your the water charges that were coming in at this stage?
Yes, I rang them because I was a bit concerned. I've always been very careful with my water usage, and when I rang and spoke to a young woman there, she said, you don't use your allowance anyway. And I said, well, does that mean I'm not going to be charged for water? And she said, no, but she said it'll only be minimal, because she said you don't use very much anyway. She said you have never used the allowance that the council has given you. So I expected to pay some. Of course, everybody has to pay their way, but certainly not the charges that I've received.
So you're expecting, because you are, just a very low water user and you're very conservative in what you use, you'd expect that a consumption-based system you'd be paying probably less.
Yes.
So were you shocked when you received your bills?
I was shocked when I received the first one. I was absolutely floored when I received the second one. And then when I received the letter to say that I was going to get another one in January, or when I received the letter and rang the lady and she said I'd receive another one in January, I thought to myself, well, that works out to 6 bills a year, not three,
Four.
four.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've received 3 already, well, I will have received 3 in 4 months. If I received the one she said I was going to get in January.
Okay, so what is? I mean, what has been your usage? I mean, it's not considered high. You're on rainwater, I understand, here as well.
I use as much rainwater as I can. For the first bill, I used 55 kilolitres, which worked out to $35.75. And then the next bill I used 23 kilolitres, which is worked out to $14.95. So you wouldn't say I was a huge water user, but I'm certainly a huge
What is
bill
your
payer.
opinion so far based on the rollout of this new water tax? What do you think it's going to be beneficial for people in Townsville, or?
No, I just think, I know for a fact that other councils are not charging like this. I have relations living, you know, under other councils. Some may have come in on this, but I know for a fact that there are some councils that haven't done this. I think nobody minds paying for what they use, a fair payment, but I don't think this is a fair payment.
Do you think there's been a lot of do you think there's a need to charge people? Do you think there's just really a lot of infrastructure that we're not aware of that's being built, or do you think that might have anything to do with it?
If the books were open for examination, but where is all the money going? You look around, and for the first time, as I drive the streets of Townsville, there are potholes everywhere. I just feel the service has gone down and the prices have gone up. That's my opinion. I know that I have managed very, very well on the pension. I'm very careful with what I spend and how I spend it. I've managed very, very well on the pension up until these new charges have come in. And as I say, I don't mind paying for what I use, but I don't like to feel that I'm being overcharged, and really I'd be ashamed if I was in the council to send bills like this. And it's not just me, I'm a pensioner. I am trying to cope with all the extra added expenses, but everybody else in town has a story. People have young children, are they not going to bath them? It was suggested to me not to flush my toilet, only maybe once or twice a day.
Who suggests that you not?
More than one person.
Yeah.
There's a horrible little rhyme, and I really don't want to even say it, but you can edit it if you like. And it's been quoted to me more than once, several times. They say, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. And I said, when you're 70 years of age and you have lived through an era of outhouses, then you can't use a toilet that hasn't been flushed. So I use a half flush. But yeah, so one woman told me that she had to go and visit somebody in a house, and she said the stench that was coming out of that house was absolutely shocking.
But this is a reality for some people. Will have to do this, isn't it?
This is a reality of what some people are doing. Now, I'm afraid as I say, I've lived through an era where I've had to use an outhouse and had to go to toilets that didn't have flushes, but so I just can't.